Guys, there's people that keep posting the same thing. They keep saying, Charlie Kirk said that it's worth people getting shot and dying with guns to keep the Second Amendment. Okay, but let's just use a little bit of leeway with like the precise literal logic here and think about what semantically could be going on. How many millions of people starved to death in Ukraine? How many millions of people starved to death in the Holocaust? How many millions of people starved to death under Mao in China? And so, like, part of this process was like, hey, we need to like force everyone to give up their weapons so that we can decide how to tell them what to do with all their resources, their food, property, all this kind of stuff. So it's not good for someone to die, just like it's not good for somebody to be on the side of the road starving to death. But it doesn't mean that the solution is just to give them free money that they're just going to go spend on drugs, which potentially might be the case, may not, depends on the case. But same thing here. It's like, yeah, if you have weapons around that exist, like, people are going to get shot because people like to shoot each other. But you're not really going to prevent somebody from having, like, say, a kitchen knife, are you? Are you going to prevent, like, how are you going to keep, what happens when somebody comes and they're going to start shooting a lot of people instead of just one person? What if somebody decided, hey, instead of me assassinating this one Charlie Kirk guy, I'm going to get with my friends and set up some barriers around this place. And since nobody has any weapons, we're going to kind of just come in at a circumference and just make sure that we shoot everyone in the entire audience until there's no one left alive. You know? Or what if, and even if you have like a gun law, well, the gun law is first probably going to keep the audience from having guns if it's really heavy gun control. But the gang might still figure out how to get guns anyway, or get some kind of weapons anyway. So it actually makes it harder for the audience, not for the gang. Same with the government. If you have a corrupt government that's trying to make decisions against people's will and not properly under a republic, not properly voted, not proper whatever it is, or somebody wants to defend their land, if they don't have weapons, well, the government's probably still going to have weapons if you got gun control. You're probably still going to have them in the police stations and in the military and all that type of stuff. So, like, maybe that's what he was talking about when he said that. Because I don't think he purposely was like, hey, we need to, like, make sure that someone dies every once in a while. I don't think that that's the reasoning. I think it's, hey, you're going to have some little dispute, kind of like in the Wild West, and instead of people punching each other and going into some other situation where eventually you have a bunch of people starving to death, you're going to have some disputes and you're going to have some fights. You're going to have maybe some people shooting each other here or there because they have weapons. But at least you don't have the situation where there's millions of people that can't do anything about it. They know that it's too late, that their government's corrupted, and but these people don't understand because they haven't lived in North Korea. Like, I want to see their reaction to living in North Korea or I want to see them go back in time and live under Mao or something like that. I want to see them be going to these little courts in Ukraine, back in the Soviet Union, and being thrown in these work camps under what sounds like legitimate reasons. But in reality, it's just a manipulation technique just to say, no, we're going to kind of lock you up and make you a slave because that's what we want to do. And we can describe it however we want. all those people who had their weapons taken away from them, from the government, were in a much worse situation than any Americans publicly are right now. Like, there might be an American that's locked up in somebody's basement, but, you know, that's crime that happens all over the place, all over the world, every once in a while. That happens in Japan, okay? Doesn't matter if you got gun control, like, you got criminals who eat people and things like that, but I'm talking about, like, the whole population. I'm talking, like, out of 10 million people, you know, except for a few that go escape or work for the government or something like that, pretty much almost all of them are rounded up and forced to do something they don't really approve of, or taken places they don't want to go, or maybe killed. So maybe that's what Charlie was talking about. Of course, I'm not an expert on Charlie. I'm just using my common sense. I'm just using some context here, because like when you take quotes and you just like quote them, and like it doesn't sound like it's really, it sounds like somebody's just taking it out of context, because they say like, oh well, he's just like asking, like he said it's okay. It's like, really? Is that what he was saying? Oh yeah, no, it's okay. You can shoot me like tomorrow. Oh yeah, because it'll protect the Second Amendment. What? Isn't it more, oh yeah, you can have your weapons because I want everyone to have their guns, their weapons. And if it happens, that happens, well, that's the risk that I have to accept. I mean, that's what happens when you get in a vehicle. You don't want to crash, but I mean, if you don't go to work, you're not really going to be able to feed yourself. You're not going to be able to like get things done. What are you going to do? Like miss your wedding? Oh, I don't want to get in the car because everyone's going to, when I crash, everyone's going to say, well, he asked for it because he could have just not gotten in the car. Whoops. His fault. All right, guys. So, yeah, let's get rid of those guns, just like we should get rid of, you know, I guess we should also get rid of construction equipment because it could hurt people. We should get rid of kitchen and chef knives, you know, and box cutter knives used in warehouses because they can attack people random, or somebody can randomly, you know, grab one and like attack it, and it would be the knife's fault, I suppose. We could keep thinking about things that way, I guess, if we really want to, but I don't think it makes sense. And I don't care enough to put on a clothes. I'm literally in the bathtub, so sorry. You guys should go back and watch my old video where I describe, I'm actually like in the bathroom, like in a truck stop bathroom, like in the stall. And I'm like describing horizontal scaling for Bitcoin, because I was just like, hey, I don't care. I'm just going to describe it on the toilet because I've been screwed over, kind of like how a lot of the other guys like Craig, Satoshi, whatever, I've been screwed over enough to know that I don't really care anymore. I don't really care. I don't need to dress up in a suit and be like, hi, everybody, please listen to me because I barely, how could I possibly deserve your attention? Oh my goodness, please. No. If somebody has something truthful to say, if they've proven a mathematical theorem, I could care less what they're doing or where they are. I'm just gonna chuckle, maybe, you know, but come on, just saying. What do you guys think? Tell me what you think. Are these people being dimwits? Are they correct? Was he just agreeing that he should get shot, or was this a complete misnomer and these people are just being a bunch of dumb jerks that don't understand, like can't even pay attention to context or can't use common sense? Just let me know what you think, because I'm kind of trying to figure out why I'm hearing it more than just a little bit. It's like I'm hearing it all, like a lot of people posting it, and it's like, why? So someone explain that to me. Someone let me know if I'm crazy, please. I just want to know. Just All right. I'll see you.